Okay, first question. The epigastric region is part of both the right and left upper quadrant. Okay, let's wait 5 seconds. Okay, hopefully you got your answer. So the epigastric region, part of both the left and upper quadrant. Yes, that should be part of it. So we have the figure right here. So we have, this is the epigastric region right there. And this is the right upper quadrant and the left upper quadrant. So here, so then this part right here should be this part right here. So therefore, obviously the epigastric region is going to be part of the left and the right upper quadrant. So going back to the question, the answer should be true. We scroll down right here, that's what we have, true. Okay, next question. Which one of the following pairings is incorrect? So let's wait 5 seconds. Hopefully you got your answers, so let's take a look. Thoracic and chest, well, appears to be correct. Lumbar and low back, yes. Carpal and ankle, no, that's not correct. And axillary and armpit, then that's correct. Right? So if we look at the figure, we have, these are the carpals. These ones are going to be the metacarpals. And those are part of your hands. Going back to the question, then the incorrect answer should be carpal and ankle, right? Because carpals and hand would be correct. So we scroll down right here, that's what we have. So next question, which one of the following pairings is incorrect? So let's wait 5 seconds. Hopefully you got your answer. We have cephalic and arm. Cephalic is head and arms, and obviously this is incorrect. Crural is part of the leg. Brachial is a term used in the arm. Gluteal is a term used for the buttocks. So if we look at the figure, this is cephalic, that's the head. And that got nothing to do with the arm. So going back to the question, then obviously cephalic and arm should be incorrect. And that's what we have right here. Next question. The thoracic cavity is superior to the diaphragm. So let's wait 5 seconds. Okay, so let's continue. The thoracic cavity is superior to the diaphragm. That's the figure right here. So this is the thoracic cavity right there, and the diaphragm is right here. So therefore, the thoracic cavity is superior. Going back to the question, then the answer should be true. And that's what we have right here. Okay, next question. Removal of an ear from one side of the head is an example of a coronal section. So let's stop for 5 seconds. Okay, so hopefully you got your answer. And let's take a look at this. So we have the figure right here, and the ears are right here. So if we want to cut the ear, then we will have to cut it like this. And this is a sagittal plane, right? That will separate the ear from the body. If we go back to the question, removal of an ear is not achieved with a coronal section. So therefore, this should be false. That's what we got right there. Okay, next question. A parasagittal section does not produce equal sections. Now, a mid-sagittal produces 2 equal sections, right? So it's going to cut the body in half, and it's going to give you the right side and the left side 50-50. Let's take a look at the figure. Mid-sagittal will cut the body in left and right 50-50. A parasagittal will cut the body also in left and right, but it's not going to be 50-50. It's maybe 25 and 75%, but it's not 50-50. Going back to the question, then the parasagittal section does not produce 2 equal sections, and that would be true. And that's what we have right here. Next question. The mediastinum contains the heart and the lungs. So let's stop for 5 seconds. So let's continue. So if we look at the figure, we have the mediastinum right here in purple, and that's the area that the heart is going to occupy. The lungs are not there, right? The lungs are going to be over here on each side of the purple. So the lungs are not going to be part of the mediastinum. If we go back to the question right here, so then obviously the mediastinum does not contain the lung. And that should be false. And that's what we have right here. Okay, first question. The lungs are deep to the ribs. I'm going to wait 5 seconds so you can think about your answer. Okay, so the ribs are the bones that are going to be part of the thoracic cavity, and the lungs are going to be inside the thoracic cavity, right? So therefore, we can say that the lungs are deep to the ribs. If we look at the figure, okay, so then this would be the thoracic cavity, right? All this right here, right? All that, and the lungs would be inside the thoracic cavity, right inside there. I mean, going back to the question, then the lungs are deep to the ribs, then obviously that is true. And that's what we have right there. Next question. The neck is inferior to the brain. Stop for 5 seconds. Hopefully you got your answer. Okay, so then the neck is inferior to the brain, obviously, right? The neck is below the brain. So let's take a look at the figure. And you can see right here, this is the neck, right there. Right? And it's going to be inferior to the brain. Here's the brain, right? So the brain is there, and the neck is going to be inferior. So the answer for this question should be true. And that's what we have right there. Next question. A mid-sagittal section separates the body into equal left and right halves. Okay, let's wait for 5 seconds. Okay, hopefully you got your answer. Mid means middle. So then if that means middle, then it will separate the body exactly in two halves, right and left. If we look at this figure, then more or less right here, that would be the mid-sagittal, right, separating the left and the right sides of the body. So the answer for this question should be true. And that's what we have right there. Okay, next question. Removing the head with a guillotine is an example of a section. I will wait 5 seconds. Hopefully you got your answer. And obviously, if we cut the head, it will go all the way from one side to the other. So then that should be obviously transverse right here, right? It will give you the top and the bottom, obviously. If we look at the figure right here, then we can see that the guillotine will go like this, right over here like that. Okay, and that would be a transverse plane. The other answers were sagittals, right? Sagittal would cut the body right here in the middle. That's not what the guillotine does. Right? The other one would be coronal. It would cut the body like this. And that's not what the guillotine does either. And parasagittal would be coming on the side, which is even worse, right? That's not going to cut the head at all. So then going back to the question, the answer should be transverse. So scrolling down, we can see that the answer is transverse. Next question. The body contains only two major body cavities, the cranial cavity and the abdominal cavity. Okay, I'll wait 5 seconds. So hopefully you got your answer. We don't have two major cavities, right? We have more than that. Then we can see here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, right? There's another one right here. There's one right here. So then obviously it's more than two. So going back to the question, the answer should be false. If we scroll down, that's what we have right there. Next question. The heart is found in the axillary region. Okay, let's stop for 5 seconds. Okay, let's continue. The axillary region is basically where your armpit is. So if we go to the figure, this is the axillary region right here, and your heart obviously is not there, right? The heart is right here in the middle of the thoracic cavity. So going back to the question, the answer should be false. And that's what we have right there.